A young man was working in Lagos, and then they told him his sister died in the east of Nigeria, and he told them, please don't bury her yet. I will get permission from my place of work so I can come and be there. By the time he got permission and was able to arrive, the woman had been dead for 11 days. They embalmed her and kept her in the house. But he had an handkerchief that had been anointed by us, and he entered carrying the baby of the woman who died, because the woman had a little child before she died. Entered the room, laid the handkerchief on her, command you in the name of the God of Adeboye, arise, and began to go out of the room in sorrow. When he got to the door, he heard a sound behind him and turned, and the sister was sitting up.
2 weeks ago, I was in Abuja, went to pray for the new office of one of my sons, and then he brought his staff to me. You know, there are some things you hear on TV. It's a different thing when you see it. He was in a public vehicle, someone touched him. He felt funny, he didn't know what it was. He got home to discover his 2 testicles had disappeared. When I looked into his eyes, it was as if they had taken his soul from him. He didn't know what to do with himself. And I told him, someone took it, someone can give it back. I laid hands on him, prayed for him, it began to grow back. 12 hours later, it was fully back. I said, you must be born again. In this wicked world, you just wake up in the morning, you are whistling, you wear clothes, and you go out like that. When the Bible says you shall not be afraid of the arrows that fly by day, because you can't see them, there are things to dodge. Months ago, I was with a white man, and we were talking doctrine. He said, the charismatics, the power of God is not the way many people say. I said, sir, with due respect, where we come from, we don't debate power. In Africa, they demonstrate it on the streets. If you don't know about power, you will learn the hard way. I attended a Christian university, and someone threatened me in broad daylight. I was in a class reading one book about a Christian who was in the occult and gave his life to Christ. And this guy felt that the book was exposing too many secrets. So he just came, sat down. He said, surrender that book to me now. He's revealing our secrets. I burst into laughter from my stomach. I said, you know, get rank. If you had rank, you will know who not to mess with a wicked world. You must be born again. You must be born again.
Hello guys, welcome to the show. I hope everyone is doing just fine. And if this is your first time on this platform, please do us a favor by liking this video and also subscribe to this channel, because that helps us a lot and we shall forever be grateful to you. Our whole idea of bringing these videos to you is so that you get to learn about things that matters to you the most. You get to learn about how people are being manipulated in the church. You get to learn about how you can protect yourself while being a Christian. We will never ever suggest that anyone should stop being a good Christian. But we have realized that many Christians, especially in Africa, are being taken advantage of by religious people or by men of God. Men of God have figured out a way to steal, to deceive, and to manipulate the people. And we cannot sit back as good citizens and watch. We cannot do that. So our hope is that 1 or 2 persons that may come across this video will get educated and their whole life will change for the better. That is our only hope. That is our only dream. 1 or 2 persons getting saved at a time. Now, I will just go out there and say this very plainly. I think that the man of God, Papa Enoch Adeboye, should retire. He is 80 plus or minus, and there is no reason for him not to retire. I don't know if he is addicted to power and he loves the whole privileges that come with being a GO, so much so that he is not willing to step down. I don't know why. Because he has been flip-flopping a lot. And I believe that if he continues like this, he is going to destroy his whole legacy. Now, believe it or not, right? It's not easy to build something like what the man of God has done. It's not easy. I have to be honest with this. It's not easy. Now, they might have used sinister means to build it. They might have used other dubious means to build it. But nevertheless, it's not easy to do it. If someone is not talented enough, if someone is not gifted enough, they can never ever get to the level that Papa Adeboye has gotten to. Never ever. So for that, I must say he is very, very talented. But the thing is, the kind of stories he tells these days are stories that will make your head spin. Are stories that I believe that even his own members hearing all this are like, wow. So we need to slow down. Okay, let's just back out for a second. Let's just take a few steps backward. The stories are stories that would make you wonder if really the man of God is still in there, or he has gone, or cuckoo. Really. And there's one thing with me, right? When I see elderly people, I respect them. Sometimes I even revere them. And when I see successful elderly people, that even double my respect for them. Because I know to do anything successfully takes a lot of determination and dedication. So I respect them. That is why I respect the man of God, Papa Enoch Adeboye, so much. But I cannot help it when I come across videos of him saying stuff like this. Someone was dead for 11 days, and when he was touched by a handkerchief that has been blessed by the man of God, that dead person miraculously rose from the dead, 11 days, and that person was embalmed. Do you know the chemicals that are being used for embalming a dead person? When those chemicals are pumped into your body, I think it kills all your cells. So how can someone who is dead for 11 days and being declared dead by a medical doctor and being embalmed with those chemicals? Because let me back up a second, okay? Someone can be unconscious for days and people might think that person is dead, okay? There might be no pulse and people might think the person is dead. But as soon as that person is being embalmed, being injected with chemicals, those chemicals will kill the person. So how can that person be embalmed for 11 days and all of a sudden got up? How is that even possible, my brothers and sisters? Okay, let's say for argument's sake that event did happen for real, okay? So if that happened, don't you think that there will be a lot of people interested to finding out what really happened? Like medical doctors will want to re-examine that person, and the people will want to figure out what really happened. Wouldn't that be on the front page of every single medical journal in the world? Wouldn't that be on the front page of every single news outlet? Wouldn't that be the news of the year? Like people will talk about it. How come only Papa Adeboye got the information? Because if that really happened for real, we must have heard about it by now. Or the BBC, or the CNN, or the Al Jazeera will be talking about it. All major news outlets will be talking about it. How come we didn't hear about those things? How come? You know, I have to say this right. I have to say this with all honesty. Papa Enoch Adeboye, for a time now, has been saying things that have only helped to destroy his credibility. He has been saying things that has cast a lot of doubt as to who he really is. He has been saying things that has made people wonder if he is really a man of God, like he said, and whether or not his whole growth and successes are even genuine. People are now beginning to wonder about all this because he has been saying stuff that will make your head spin. And most of the time, the stuff they say is really difficult to prove because they will not give you a date, they will not give you a time, they will not give you a location, they will not give you a family who those things happen to. There is no way for you to fact check all these things they are saying. They'll just tell you the story very vaguely. And then you will be there wondering if this is true or not. It's so sad. It's so sad. So when I came across a story like this, I cannot help myself but bring it out. And I hope that when you Christians out there hear this, do not just go criticizing or go condemning or go slamming and bashing. Absorb the information and think for yourself if this is really possible or not. And ask yourself if this was really something that happened, how come no one heard about it? How come we are just finding it out from the man of God? And can handkerchief really do what the man of God is saying it can do? And why would he say it was the God of Papa Enoch Adeboye? Does Papa Enoch Adeboye have a God? Does he? Isn't it the same God that everyone serves? And if the handkerchief was a miraculous one, if it could perform miracles, isn't those miracles from God? Is it from the man of God? Why most of the times people conflict the two? It looks like people think highly of men of God rather than God. I don't know. Because it was a similar thing with the man of God, TB Joshua, where everybody was like, I'm grateful to the God of TB Joshua. I'm grateful to the God of TB Joshua. I'm like, it's not the God of TB Joshua. It's the God in heaven, isn't it? Isn't it? So, my brothers and sisters, please, let's hear your take on this whole issue and what do you think about it? Share that thought and opinion with us in the comment section below because, like always, we love hearing what you have to say.